Hiya. Welcome back to my ASMR channel, In today's video, I'm going to be doing, well, I don't quite know how to describe it, but I've got some objects with me, hidden from your view, and I thought I'd just tap on them and whisper some words to describe them. And you guys should tell me what you think it is, the object that is. Sorry if you hear any birds. The birds are annoying. But it means it's almost summer that there's birds out there, so you give some, you take some, you know what I mean? You know, I don't know the word. Positives and negatives. Hopefully the birds don't wake you up, but tweety little things out there. They're going for it. But yeah, I kind of wanted to film this in the sunlight because there's one object that is reflective, and I don't want artificial light to be shining in your face as I do this, you know. So let's get straight into the video. So this is the first object. Of course, I don't think you guys can see it. At least I hope you can't see it. So it's green. It's like a dark green. And it has kind of like a fuzzy material on it, which is what's making this kind of like rubbing noise. And it's in two halves, separated with a zip, which is what you can hear me tracing. And there's the little charm on the end of the zip. The zip is gold. And in one half of this thing that's separated by a zip, there is like a wooden block underneath the green velvet material. Not velvet, fake velvet. And on one half there isn't, so it's just the velvet material and then like cushioning underneath. It's quite squishy. And it's quite big, I'd say. It's a circle. I don't know if I've said it's a circle. But she's quite big. It's probably the size of, I don't know, size of a very large mug. We'll go with that. And you can unzip it so you can open it. And the inside is completely white, kind of like a creamy white. It's also got like a slightly sensory issue setting off materials. It's kind of a bit fuzzy, but just slightly less fuzzy than the outside. And there's multiple compartments. There's one compartment with like a row of cushions, of white cushions, each with like a slit between them. Could you guess what it's for? And then there's 4 compartments next to the cushioned ones. And these 4 compartments are separated with like these cardboard / wooden, I think they're cardboard, you can't really tell, cardboard separating bits, which are also covered in the same kind of white plushy material. Any guesses? Sorry, you can hear the radio in the background, by the way. Any guesses? And you can insert them to form either 2 horizontal sections, 2 vertical sections, or have both of the little separated bits in to have 4 compartments. And then if you move up to the top a bit, where the cushioning was, where it was squishy, that was in the bottom bit where there was a big block of wood. In the top bit, there is 3 little hooks. 3 little hooks. And then kind of like an elasticated pocket. And as these are all on the inside, they're all kind of like a creamy white. And should I give you a clue about what this is for? What this is for? There's your clue. There's your clue. There's your clue. Yeah, here's your clue. What do you think it's for? That was your clue. Oh, here's another clue. What do you think it's for? What do you think it's for? Okay. It was a jewellery box. It was a little mini jewellery box. It's not actually that mini, it's quite large really, but it's a travel jewellery box, I think. And if you open it with the golden zip, you have the inside I was talking about. My best friend got me this for Christmas because she knows how much I like your jewellery. Just find it fun to mix and match. Okay, well done if you guessed a jewellery box. I'm not sure how good my adjectives are, but the next object is the one that I decided that I didn't want to use artificial light to film this video with for, so it's reflective to an extent. And these things, I've tapped on these before because they're very good for tapping on. And there is one main frame. There's a main frame. In this pair, it's kind of like a clear colour, but it can range in colours depending on what kind of ones you're using. Most people own a pair of these. And on the main frame, there are 2, and this is quite a big clue, 2 clear lenses with a slight curve in them. And then there's a dip in the frame between the 2 lenses, and in these ones, the dip kind of like separates out, kind of like metal. I hate the word protrusion. Metal poles, should we call them? most people who own a pair of these, they're metal with some kind of plastic covering on them because it's quite uncomfortable just the metal ones. And it's the same on the other protrusion. Oh, I hate that word. Kind of like a golden metal with like a tortoise shell covering it, maybe like 3/4 of the way across. So a quarter is kind of like this exposed metal that kind of pokes into the frame, and 3/4 of it is this tortoise shell hard covering, but you can still kind of see the metal in it. And these are collapsible, so there's a hinge between I'm just going to call them holders, between the holders and the frame on either side, which means you can collapse them. Any guesses? What's your guesses? I'll give you a clue. You need a prescription for these to work. You need a prescription for these to work. Any guesses? Okay. If you think you've got it, here you go. They were glasses. See the metal bit I'm on about? And these are the reason why I decided not to use artificial light, so why the sun is having a field day right now. It's the glasses. Sorry about if you can hear a dog. I think next door's dogs. And my dog. I've had to pause because my dog had a bit of a moment there, but don't they all sometimes? The glasses. Okay. Next object. Now this is a very common ASMR object, and it's an object that I use quite a bit in my ASMR. Although I might not use this one. I've got multiple of them in different colours. There you go, that's here. And this one has, of course, got a lid, which is what I'm pulling off and pushing back into right now. It's got a lid, and attached to that lid it's got a wand, and at the bottom of this wand it's got like a applicator. And then of course it's got like a bottle, and the bottle is a long thin cylinder shape, and in it, well, there's a clear plastic barrier between the outside and then this pink liquid with lots of glitter in it, and the glitter shifts, so when I put it in the sun there's kind of like a goldish greenish shift to the colour to match the gold plastic lid. And there is black writing on one side of this tube on the clear plastic area over the pink glitter. That's the word profusion, and then a net weight. Well, it says Profusion Cosmetics, and then there's weight. It says net WT ... 0.12 fluid ounces is also the second half of the screw, and there's a band of this liquid, and that is where the stopper hasn't quite managed to stop it coming out, so it's gone onto the lid. And if you look right on the bottom, there's a circle, a plastic circle, and there's a slight indent within that circle. And in there's a black sticker that says flutter, 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 flutter in white writing, right capital writing. And as mentioned, when you kind of pump the lid into the sticky liquid, it kind of makes this noise. Any guesses what it could be? Okay, this is the biggest clue. You ready? That's your biggest clue. What was it? I bet you can guess what that was. It's a lip gloss. It's a lip gloss. It's like a holographic lip gloss. It's really pretty. I really like this one. Lip gloss, lip gloss, lip gloss, lip gloss. Well then, if you got that. Okay, next object is probably my favourite out of all these objects. So, oh, it's stuck to my clothes. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. So, it's a large metal kind of lattice structure, and every single thing in this object is metal. There is no material on here except for metal. It's all metal. It's all kind of like this silvery black. Some of it is totally tarnished, but I feel like it kind of adds to the vibe. Metal. And there are some dangly bits which are making kind of like a chiming noise. And it is a big chain, so there's loops of like metal rings. And it's a weird structure because there's kind of like a 4-leaf clover shape of metal ring with a metal flower in the middle, and then from each side of this 4-leaf clover there's another ring that attaches to a different 4-leaf clover, so it forms a big chain of clovers. It's very nice. I'm calling them clovers, they remind me of clovers, but they are metal. And then if we hold it up from the way that I think is the right way up, there's like a very large metal clover, so it's 4 of the normal metal clovers all stuck together. And on one end there's these 2 little metal balls. And on the underside there's a metal ring, which is the perfect shape for a human finger. There's a metal ring, a thin metal ring, and on the other side, so opposite the metal balls, is where this chain structure begins, and it's quite large. It's quite large. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just slightly bigger than the rest of them, than the rest of the rings. I've been dying to show you this because I feel like it's so cool. Do I know where I got this from? My mum just brought it to me one day and she said she found it in her old jewellery from when she was a teenager, because my grandparents are kind of trying to get rid of all their stuff. And so my mum was told that she can have this back and she gave it to me. And it reminds me of it makes me feel like I'm a medieval princess. Okay, I will show you in a minute. I've just got to get it on. Okay, this is what I was describing. I don't know how well you can see that and distinguish it from the rest of my jewellery. As mentioned, I am a fan of jewellery. So here's the metal ring I was on about. Maybe I should have taken off my other rings. Here is the big four-leaf clover. And here is the metal structure with the flowers and the balls and the clovers that connect to the flowers. And here's the bracelet element and the clasp. Isn't it just gorgeous? It's probably really, really old, but I think it's gorgeous. I wear this when I want to feel like live my Tudor Queen, medieval princess. I know those are two different time periods, but leave me be. Fantasy. And I feel like it'd be really good. But here's some hand movements. Just let me know if you want me to make you a video with this on, or whether or not the little jingling sound's annoying you. It's annoying me a little bit, but I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I never know where I could wear it though, but I love it so much. And now we're on to our last object, which is going to be a bit of a letdown compared to the last one. It's quite simple. She's pink. You've seen her before. She's my trustee. She's pink. And she has a big screen. Not really a big screen, a little digital screen. And on the top above this digital screen, it is rectangular, by the way, I'm sorry I didn't mention that. Above the digital screen, there's like a solar bit, so it can recharge from the sun. And then underneath the digital screen, which is about 3/3 of the way up, no, not 3/3, 3/4 of the way up, 3/4, there are a big series of buttons, some pink, some white. Some of those buttons have 3 different options, so there's a shift and an alpha button, which means these buttons, each button can perform 2 or 3 separate functions. Some of them, there are 2 green buttons that have D, E, L and AC written on them. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22 pink buttons. There are 2 green buttons, as I said. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dark pink buttons with no white writing on them, but they do kind of have like this fingerprint pattern on them, and they are right at the top with the pink buttons and the white writing on them in the middle. And then down below with the 2 green buttons, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 white buttons with black writing on them. And once again, scattered throughout, there is orange writing, the symbol what you get if you click the shift button, and a dark pink which kind of blends into the dark pink of the main body, to be honest with you. button, and at the top there's white writing that says CASIO, second edition. Any guesses? Any guesses? And if we turn it over to the back, it's mainly this solid dark pink, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws, and 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of slightly raised areas to make sure it lies properly on a table. And then there's some information about not what to do if you want to throw it away, you know, battery information and that. And it says it's made in Thailand, and it says there's a solar cell battery. Can you guess? It's my trusty pink calculator, of course. My trusty pink calculator. My trusty pink calculator. My trusty, like she's good. She's got me through a lot. You know what I mean? I might just let her charge, put her in the sun, get her some solar cell batteries in there. That didn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Get her some energy in her solar cell batteries. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna leave it here. I hope you have an amazing day, or an amazing night, or an amazing sleep, whatever the hell you are up to. I hope you haven't been able to hear the birds, you haven't been able to hear the dog, which I can, and it worries me. I could also hear the dog, which hopefully you couldn't hear. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, an amazing night, an amazing rest of your week. I will see you soon. If I could be cheeky and ask you for a like or a subscribe or a comment on what exactly kind of content you guys enjoy, it would be much appreciated. Just letting you know that the content may start to be pre-recorded from now. I mean, because I'm getting busy, I'm getting stressed out, guys. So I will pre-record some content now, and they will be released throughout May. So if you notice I'm wearing the same clothes in all my videos, don't think I'm manky, please. I am a bit manky, I think